So you desperately want your child to start talking, but the speech is not taking off yet. Or maybe your child knows some words, but not using them to communicate. If you're just trying to teach autistic child to talk by prompting words, you might be slowing down his speech. And I'll tell you why. If speech is not coming, it's not because your child isn't ready. It's because something else must come before words. Hi, my name is Nina. I'm a special education teacher, early intervention provider, and also mom of 5. I've spent years supporting children with autism and just as important with their parents. And I created this channel because very often I see that parents are told what to do, but very rarely they are supported in how they feel. When speech therapy is focused on repeating words, labeling, compliance-based speech, it becomes mechanical. But language emerges from shared experience, emotional referencing, and motivation to share meaning, not from drills, prompts, or rewards. And when we shift the focus from compliance-based speech therapy to, I want to share this moment with you, everything changes. Language develops when the child wants to share the experience, when he feels emotionally connected, and trusts that communication is safe. If those foundations are weak, you can prompt the words all day, but the child won't generalize. So what should be the focus before words? Speech grows from connection, not repetition. First, emotional engagement. The child cares that you are there. Second, joint attention. The child notices what you notice. Third, shared problem solving, not just performing an action for an adult. And 4, flexible back and forth interaction. So how do we encourage this process to take off? This may sound contradictory, but what you have to do is actually talk less. So first, instead of asking a question or giving a command, create communication opportunity. For example, start singing your child's favorite song and then pause right before the fun part. For example, head, shoulders, knees, and wait. Look expectant. And if your child hums, attempts a word, praise him. Oh, wow, you helped. You said it. Or pretend you forgot a step in a game or in any activity and just look confused. And this way, you are inviting participation and not demanding output. And try to use commenting more than requesting. For example, if you're surprised, say, uh-oh. If it's a mistake, say, or, oh, wow, that's different. Or if something funny, say, oh, wow, that's funny. We want the child to comment and share the experience as well, but first you're modeling how to do it. This way you are pairing meaning, emotion, and words. These short responses become a powerful bridges into spontaneous speech later on. And also accept all form of communication first. Body language, sounds, eye contact. All of these are steps towards speech. When children feel understood before they speak, they're more willing to try. And unlike some other therapies where the reward is a piece of chocolate for every time the child repeats a word, here the reward is the relationship. Also, try to avoid overprompting and testing language, such as say this or that, flashcards and constant questions, or immediate correction. You know why? Because they shift child into performance mode, not into connection mode. And when you teach your child speech through connecting first, this is what progress will look like. You might not have a sudden explosion of words, but you might notice more shared attention, more waiting, more eye contact, more spontaneous sounds, maybe more attempts without prompting. And then gradually speech becomes more flexible, more meaningful, more connected. This way, speech is not something we pull out of the child. It's something we build together through relationship. When communication feels safe, purposeful, and shared, words have reason to appear. But too much questioning, drilling, correcting puts too much demand on the child and they might retreat. Kids feel when speech is a test, but they open up when it's a shared journey. Thank you for watching.